guys shooting yourself in the foot with drop passes.
Yeah, I had a chance to win there. Got the coverage and defense that we hoped to get, and they did a good job of staying back outside of the route. So we were able to hold it a little bit longer. I think we worked one over the middle was working over late, but I'd go for it again in every situation.
Well, for better or worse, the Oklahoma schooner is hitched tightly to Brent Venables. He is the head coach of Oklahoma, and he's off to a bit of a rocky start. The defense was quite good, Roger, but what happened to their offense? Well, Oklahoma fans are obviously disappointed, but they are also happy about finally having a defense. It really cost Oklahoma perhaps a big season, that one thing of not having almost any offense at all. It's a good lesson to all of us. You've got to be balanced on both sides of the ball, and Oklahoma was a bit lopsided.
But it didn't work out, and I can't imagine that was an easy decision for Brent Venables or an easy conversation for him at all. But he pulled the trigger, made the tough call, and has had to make several tough calls. The quarterback, turnover with Jackson Arnold, with Michael Hawkins, having to go back and forth and make those decisions. He's handled it, and he's managed it all well. Have there been a couple hiccups here and there? Absolutely.
Sure, and the tension.
You can. Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah, you can. And I believe it starts with the coaches. This, if it ain't, game 7 mentality from the coaches, then it ain't going to be for the players. If it ain't the biggest third and fourth down period that you've ever had in your entire life as a coach in that moment, then it's not going to be for the players. And I believe in living and dying in that moment. I believe in that. And I believe in that atmosphere. And it's our job to create that environment, to create that buy-in, to create that response, to create that sense of urgency and that sense of desperation. That's how you chase excellence.
Entered the portal, schools that were coming at me really hard were like Michigan, obviously Oklahoma and Coach V, and Tennessee also. So it was really between those three. And I'd just say really my relationship with Coach V kind of just like went over the other three schools kind of.
I can't imagine having a whole recruiting process jam-packed into 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Like visits and all that, like you just can't even do it.
Did you take visits to anyone?
This is my first visit. When I took my visit here, I really liked it. My younger brother really liked it too. We committed at the same time.
Oh, I do remember seeing that. Yeah, I remember seeing that too.
We committed together.
Brothers committed. I was like, ooh.
So when I first entered the...
It's any good, right? But had we gotten blown out by a Middle Tennessee,
right?
Had we gotten beat by Florida State 45-3,
right?
The conversation's probably a little different.
Well, the conversation may indeed have been different with more offense and a more balanced attack. Perhaps Oklahoma could have been sharing the limelight with their evil twin Texas, who stepped into the SEC and as we're speaking, in the playoffs, only lost to Georgia in the SEC. And Oklahoma had their one moment in the sun this year, beating Bama. It's been a strange season for Oklahoma. The big moment came, but there wasn't backup moments to keep this season afloat. They finished 6-7. Perhaps Oklahoma fans expected more. The question now, Roger, is Brent Venables on the hot seat? And he may well have to be, not just for his coaching, but the school itself, the position they're in. A lot of changes in college football. And you may have to make sure you have the right CEO type of leader. And is Brent Venables that guy? Well, it's certainly going to take a guy that knows how to work the portal and recruit and keep these top-notch players coming in and get the pipeline going. He's going to maintain that reputation of being tops in the SEC. Now, embarrassing or a disappointing finish here in the bowl game with Navy made everybody's been talking about it. Brent Venables tied the game, or would have tied the game, within 1 point and went for the victory instead of overtime. And that, of course, sparked a lot of talk about the hot seat. What do you think, Roger? Going for it when you can win a bowl game and have a winning record versus a losing record on one call? Well, Roger, I say if you have no offense at all, and it appears that Oklahoma really doesn't, I don't think your prospects are good for overtime. However, I think there was a problem with Navy's didn't have a kicker, a place kicker. Venables said he wasn't aware of that. Maybe he needs to... that might have changed the way you would approach it. But he went for the win on one play. If you don't have an offense, you might as well give it a go with one good play. And there's been some talk about the play call, and there always will be, but it sort of shows the nature of Venables. He's a competitor, and he decided to win the game. He just went for the victory. I don't have a problem with it, Roger.
I love this. Right here, we think we're good enough to do it, so let's do it.
Hawkins out of the pistol with Sawchuk behind him. Hawkins in trouble! Navy takes him down! There's still 6 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, they're going to get a flag here, but they don't care. At least they should get a flag.
They're trying to get the players off the field. Justin Reed, Kenneth McShann with a drop of Michael Hawkins.
Yeah, and I'm surprised there's not been a flag because that's a big play, but just the pressure, good coverage, nowhere for Hawkins to go, and the defenders knew, let's keep him corralled. He wanted to make a play with his feet, he couldn't do it, and the reason why I'm saying that's a big play, no flag, because if you flag them, they're going to onside kick, obviously, Oklahoma.
Right.
So if there's a 15-yard penalty on top of that onside kick, they're going to crush me. Navy.
You're done.
I'm done.
Navy was picked to finish 11th in the American Conference this year. How about a 10-win season and a bowl victory for the midshipmen?
And so, Roger, there you have it. Oklahoma had a chance to finish the season and put a little spin on the final moment, but they fell a little short. But you have to admire the nature of the going for the win and sort of exemplify the season that Oklahoma has had. And Brent Venables, ever the competitor, has no reason to hang his head particularly. He made a good call, and it just wasn't in the cards today. Roger, thanks for joining me, and as always, until we meet again, and thanks to all of you for all of your support with Roger and Roger. We really appreciate your comments and your feedback, and it's been wonderful. And as always, ta-ta.
4-yard line. Taylor Tatum, the true freshman back, gets the start. Javante Barnes with a foot injury cannot go tonight, and it's a keeper in the first play, and Jackson Arnold follows, blocks.
He's growing because of it, experiencing it as a head coach, but it's tough to get through to make him better as a head coach.
O.T. Overton, by the way, back on the field for Alabama, but there's Xavier Robinson, the young running back. He gives him a spark, runs all the way down to the Bama 35.
You're going to get the guard going around to tight end, but watch the quarterback, watch watch his head when he goes how slow and developing. See him reading that? You know, he's really patient there on the read and on the ride.
Need 2 on 3rd down. Tatum smacked down, lost the ball. Fumbles have been a huge problem all season. Deontay Lawson recovers that, but that's...
Fuggevole ora si innebria volgo